This is going to be a review of the 2022 Mission Overland Summit. We bought it back in May.
Beginning of May.
Beginning of May, after we traded in our Opus Lite. That was terrible. If you saw the review on our channel, you know that we despise that thing. So
it was not up to our standards.
No, it wasn't up to the world standards, really. So we traded it in, took a bit of a bath, and got this Mission Overland with. We are happy.
Very, very
She's
happy.
very happy, I'm happy. It's got a couple of spots that we need to improve, that we can fix. So we'll go through those and give you an honest review after owning it for about May, June, July, August, September, October, November, 6 months. So this isn't I just got it and let's set it up at a campground and look at it. Although we are at a campground.
Yeah.
We're in Fort DeSoto, Florida.
So
It's 60 degrees.
yeah, it's a little chilly.
It's a little
for
chilly.
Florida.
So here we go. First we'll get all the boring stuff out of the way. It has a lock and roll hitch. I'm sure you've seen them before. They're all right. They do require grease, and they're a little finicky to get perfect, especially when you're on unlevel surfaces, like out on the trail or out in the middle of nowhere. 2 people is handy, right?
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
2 people.
This model came with 2 10-pound tanks, which we are going to upgrade to 20 because trying to get 10-pound tanks refilled is a bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not a fan of it.
No.
20 is just easier to exchange.
Yeah, it's easier to exchange the 20s, and you don't have to try to find a spot on the way, and it's just one less thing to think about. My other gripe up front here would probably be the landing gear. It's just not robust for the size of a trailer, and there's a lot of tongue weight. You know, with the 10-pound tanks, the big tire on here, you can tell that it's already starting to go out. And if you take this out in the middle of nowhere and it's uneven ground, it's difficult to move. It's just not wide enough of a track on that tire, and it doesn't go high enough. So if it sinks down in the sand or whatever, you know, you just got to kind of plan ahead for that. But they make better stuff, and it's a cheap upgrade that you can do yourself. We actually put the leveling thing on there. It did not come with one. It came with a full-size spare tire with the same rims that are on the trailer, and they're bolted the same as my 4Runner, from what I understand. Up on the top here, you can see that it has extra storage, which is great. My only gripe would be that those holes in the back, you're going to require a certain kind of strap with like a flat hook. And the space between there is maybe a 1/4 inch. So let's see, on this side you have the propane that'll go into the trailer for the hot water heater and heater.
And stove.
And the stove. We have 1 gas tank on here now just because I had time to put it on. Actually, I did it because we only had one of the brackets for the jerry can. I just drilled a couple holes and put some bolts in, and it's sturdy. I'm going to put one on the other side when I get a chance. Over here on this side is the back side of the refrigerator where the battery is kept. It came with a lead acid battery. I think it was 100 amp hour. We upgraded it to a Chins 200 amp hour phosphate. So you're going to want to upgrade it if you're boondocking anywhere, because what this came with isn't going to hold up. We also installed an inverter. This is the back side of the stove where we have a little bit of storage. This is a TV mount that I'm going to mount to the shower surround, so we'll get to that in a sec. There's a little bit of storage on the side. You got some wheel chocks there. Then you can see the essentials of wet ones and paper towels and whatnot on that side. And then the poles that the awning comes with fits in here perfectly. You can see the shower. This is what it comes with. We will be upgrading that. But you can see the Truma hot water heater / heater that runs on both electric or propane. Now the power cord that's inside there is inside underneath, which you will have to run a cord from that to your shore power if you're going to run it on electricity instead of propane. Now, sans the shower, you can see the rest of the tubing and electrical in here is very well done. You gotta love the Canadians taking their time with this stuff. It's not just hodgepodged in there like the Opus we had. It's well ran. It doesn't hit anything when you pull this stove out. Nothing binds, and it just looks nice. And if you need to do maintenance, it should be easy to follow everything and see where everything goes. We had this on trail for a while, a couple times here and there, so it's a little dirty, which we should probably clean this out. But you can see that it's actually triple sealed. So you have a seal here, and a seal on this outside piece. So these doors are nice and snug. These are adjustable, these turns. You can adjust them a little bit. We've had problems with, what'd you call those?
The arms.
The arms that hold it out. We've actually had to get one replaced. It wasn't under warranty. It was like, what, $45 to get a new one. It actually just kind of pulled out. We'll get into that once we get inside. You can get a better shot of that. It has outdoor lighting. See a lot of people put amber over this to keep the bugs down, which is smart. And that's the outdoor shower. It is from Overland Vehicle Systems. My only gripe, because I have to have gripes, would be that this tire is going to be in the way when it comes out. So you're losing that much space of your shower. So what we're going to do is put a TV mount behind that. Now we got an idea from, I think it's Base Camp on YouTube, did the same thing, and his turned out pretty well. Yeah, it's probably going to rust because it's not meant to be outside the TV mount, but they're like $30 on Amazon. So, and the backside of the trailer, I don't mind this door. I really don't.
Once you get the hang of it, it's no big deal.
Right. I'm 6'1", well, I used to be, and I fit in here just fine. No problems. It's a little bit of a chore to shut it at night, but you put a little suction cup handle right there and you can get it closed. So the entire trailer has, I'd probably say, 1/8-inch thick aluminum armor underneath there, which is good, right? My only gripe would have to be the step. It has like a 90-degree, so when you're bouncing down the trail, A, this thing might come out, and B, if you catch it on something, it might tear it right off. It's a little bit of a, that's all you have to do to pull it out. It just kind of sits in there. So, and you can see the independent suspension underneath there. It seems to work great for the trails that we've taken it on so far. Seems to work great. Handles is great on the highway too.
But the step is high, so that's why we purchased the...
You're going to want one of these steps to get in.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know, I think that was like $50 on Amazon. It's pretty
Not
hardcore.
even,
And it glows in the dark. My suggestion would be for you to get in forward and get out backwards. So it has a screened in door. This is just Velcroed on the sides here. This is Velcroed on here. Which is nice because if you don't need it, you can take it off. And we have a, what is this, like a 3-inch foam on here?
Yeah.
On top. It's fine. You're camping. It's not your $3,000, $4,000 home bed. Get used to it,
No, but it works. It's not terrible.
Nah, it's not terrible. So these are the brackets of the bunks that are in this. You don't want to hit your head on that. We bought a self-sticky, was it like for a water line to keep it warm. We haven't attached it 100% yet because we're not really sure if what we're gonna do. But we don't have the bunks in here because it's just the two of us, and this just takes up a lot of space. It'd be nice to have if you have a dog or a kid or a lot of gear.
I think they say what the weight limit's 150 pounds.
Yeah, I think it's 150 pounds per bunk. And then on the other side here, it has a bar that attaches from here to the other side. The LED rope lighting in here isn't bad. I don't really care for white LED lighting, as many people don't, especially when you're camping, because it kind of takes the mood down to more of a sterile, like, hospital feel with that colored lighting. But
it's nice when you're in here trying to do stuff. I mean, that's what you have the other lights for.
When you
like
need light.
Yeah.
So maybe we can replace those with something that's changeable. You can change the mood on the lighting with a remote. We had to buy these pockets, and they're just stuck up there with some double-sided tape and Velcro. I'm probably going to end up riveting them in, because in Florida heat, that sticky glue stuff really doesn't work out that great, and it actually just falls off. It will hold a bottle of water in your phone just fine when it's cooler. But
And you put a book.
yeah, you can put your book
in
or your
there.
iPad or whatever in there.
And then we have these reading lights, which are nice at night. They have like 2 settings. They have blue, which might be kind of hard to see right now, and then they have a little bit brighter.
And they move.
And
You can directional
yeah,
pretty much any which way, which is nice. And the windows, which is also an exit, they have a blackout screen,
screen.
regular screen that it's set up to right now. You got a blackout screen,
Blackout.
and there's a little latch,
And just push this down, and it's open.
and then
You
it's
can
open.
Get to it.
And if you go all the way, after it clicks and stop, it stays open, and then if you shut it, you just kind of go
And
up
then
a
you
little
push
bit,
up, and it'll
and
bring
it'll
it
come
out.
all the way down. My only gripe would be these
These handles on.
the
here. See,
handles
this
plus
one's
the bar.
loose.
That one's already loose. I know there's a screw in there that we have to fix. I did it already. But we had one completely go out where the strut inside the other piece there actually came out all the way. The bearings and stuff fell out of it. I had to send it in. Or not send it in, I just tossed it. But the struts on there, they're not that great. They're kind of lightweight. I know the window's lightweight, but we actually had to have one sent to us. It was not under warranty, so I had to pay, was it 40, 50, 60 bucks for it? I can't remember. That sent it right to us from Mission Overland. So I'm not a fan of them, but I don't know what we would do to get away from that. Another thing that I have, if you pull the thing up, if you pull the blinds up again, is the size of the bed, and you're going to be right next to it, and your elbow or whatever, you're going to be hitting that. So it's pretty resilient from what what we've dealt with, but just be aware that you don't want to put your knee through it in the middle of the night, or your elbow or your head, because I've hit it a lot. And then with the height of the mattress as it is now, it's right up to where the window is. So
And we had to cut the foam out.
yeah, we had to
so
cut
we
the
could-
foam around it.
So you have room to move this.
I don't know. Get back to me when we get a couple more years on those before, because those don't seem like they'll last very long. All right, what else we got in here? We put up some hooks, hang your clothes, because there's no hooks in here. That remote actually went out. Some of the buttons in it work, some of them don't. But as a backup to the fan in here, you can manually do everything with buttons, which is nice. That might be a user problem too, I don't know.
It does have the rain sensor on the fan, which we've had it rain before, and it will completely close while you're,
Yeah,
lying here. We didn't.
we had maybe 8 or 9 hours of pouring rain happen to us overnight, and that thing shut within probably the first 5 minutes of it raining.
Mm-hmm.
And then we didn't have a single leak in here.
No.
We had 0 problems with water. I mean, we had to pack up in the rain and then take it somewhere and dry it out, but that's part of camping. And you got your cubbies, which are nice. They're real big. You just feel the quality. It's all this aluminum back here, and this is like that cutting board style plastic. It's hardcore. Those latches feel nice and secure. They're adjustable, so if you want a wire that goes, like in this situation right here, you can loosen it up a little bit so you can charge stuff inside. You got your utility thing down here. I kind of like being able to pull this all the way open because it's at an angle, and it'll be kind of difficult to make a hinge in a door. So I guess that's why they went with this. But that's kind of our catch-all there.
And that's where they have the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, and there's a fire extinguisher in there. And then over here you have your Truma hot water heater and your regular heater. It's got all the settings and stuff in there. It's pretty easy to understand. You got a couple extra switches, and then you have your pump switch and outside light switch. And it has, 5 volt, 2.5 amp USB-A chargers, and you got a cigarette lighter. It's all pretty simple and intuitive, and it's nice because it's in the back of the trailer, so you just pop the door open and you can poke your head in and change stuff. You don't have to get all the way in to do that. And here is the Wifco charging station here. It's just, as you can see, it's got a green light, and if you know anything about these, it should have a blue light if we're charging lithium. We have cycled it all the way down to make it think that it is charging a lithium, but every time you go plug it in again, and if it's kind of, I don't know, 60-80%, it will think that it's got a lead acid. And I'm not going to use power cycles on my battery to make it think it's a lithium every time. So we're probably going to change that out to the manual one where it's just a switch. I know there's 100 different, even Wifco even put out their own with some badass dude that showed you how this is supposed to work, and he understands. It's like, yeah, no, it works that way. We can change it to lithium, but every time you have to redo it. So every time I plug this in, it thinks it's charging a lead acid battery, and I'm not gonna run a cycle on that battery again just so I can kill the battery, which I don't even have enough power to kill the battery in any amount of time. Maybe the air conditioner outside, but yeah, we're gonna upgrade that. Oh, I'm sorry, downgrade it to the not automatic one. Get yourself one of these. This sat in storage, and you can see that it does have water in there just from you breathing and whatnot, and then you put it away. This thing seals pretty tight, so air's not going to get it out of here to dry it out, so you might want to look at getting one of these. Suggestion, getting out of this thing. Come in forward, get out backwards. Hang on to these guys. First step, second step, and you get out. That way, you don't die trying to go forward. We've had my brother and my daughter fall out of this thing. So for the windows and the tent part, it's 2 pieces. Super loud, but you got a window here. This is the blackout. And then that peels off, and you got yourself a screen. We use them to air it out and stuff because it's kind of loud. But they seem to hold up, and we didn't have any water leaking. And like I said before, we had a rainstorm for about 8-10 hours where it was actually pouring the entire time, and it didn't leak at all. So that's pretty cool. And it's got a decent little radio in it, decent speakers. I don't know the make or model number of it, but it has USB in, HDMI in, so if you want to play your movies and stuff, have the sound come out of here. And the speakers kick because it's got, these are aluminum boxes here, so it's got decent sealed boxes that it's sitting in. It jams. All right, we're gonna pop up the table and whatnot and take a look at what I don't like about that. All right, so we're looking underneath the bed here where the table comes in. You get this nice bar here with a little ratcheting tightener. I'm sure they're not all like this, but mine is, where it's machined very well. They have a low tolerance, so it kind of, even when it's real loose, it'll get on there, but you just got to work it.
Okay.
So this is what it looks like with the table set up. And the only gripe would be that this is a little loose. I mean, even when you tighten everything up, it's not super tight right now, but it's a little bit just because of how much it weighs, I think, and then how it sits in here. It's great though because it swivels. You can get in and out easily. It's height adjustable. You could put this pad behind one of you, but it really is. Then you're gonna be kind of like this. When I first saw this thing, I thought it's like sitting in here would be like sitting in a submarine, and it's like claustrophobic, but it really isn't. With all this paint being white and how airy this is, and you can open up these tent windows and all the other windows, it's nice and airy. If it's raining and you want to sit inside, or if it's super cold or something, it's not bad to sit in and hang out and have a beer and play some dominoes.
And you can actually adjust the height of the table, which is nice.
Yeah, as I said before, you can adjust that table, and it comes apart pretty easy. It's a little bit of finagle in it, but it'll come off eventually, right? There you go. And this needs to be ratcheted out the right way. We just keep this down here. And then if you want to follow me, Melissa, you take a look inside one of these guys. We put this on there so the cushions don't slide around. It just sits right on there. We didn't put any glue or tape, or it's not gummy or anything. It just kind of sits on there and it's sticky. It's got plenty of storage. I love it. We used to be a what we call tote campers. We had 5-8 totes at one time, all in the back of the 4Runner with our tent days. Even when we had the Opus before this, we had like no space to put anything. This has more than enough space. It's like each one of these is probably a 55 quart cooler worth of stuff. This one has a couple of things like the radio and speaker and some of the hoses and whatnot. And on this side, I mean, you can get a better idea of how big this is. This is kind of our camping graveyard in here, but I mean, we got more than enough space left. Now underneath here, there's 2 more cabinets where you can get some stuff. You don't need to take that apart and show you. But long story short, there's more than enough storage in this thing. It's great. I love it. You don't have to carry around 100 totes. And that's pretty much what it would look like before you put the foam and the bedding on there. It's got the 4 here and then 1 big cushion in the back.
And this is what's underneath.
Yeah. And then we got little storage underneath there, which is nice. I'd say there's probably, maybe 1.5 feet of space between here and here and here and here. Yeah. It's enough to get, your clothes on and whatnot. We have a dirty one down now, and then we just peel this back, and then we have a clean one for at night we can step on. And you got your jacks on the back. It's got one on each side and the rear. They're great. They have a pin where you can pull that out, and then you can turn it towards the wheel after it's up. My only gripe would be that these handles do hang down. Yeah, I'd like to see if I can get it so I can hook up my drill and I can just do it faster and not have the handles at all. If you have an idea for me, leave it in the comments. That'd be awesome. The 2023 model has this box sideways, and the door opens towards you. And I think it has a stop on it too, so you can actually do stuff on that, which is kind of nice. But this is how we have this one. We just keep our extension cords and solar wires and stakes and 2x4s and whatnot in here. It's pretty nice. Got a little kind of a shelf option up on top here. So the Overland Vehicle Systems awning is super nice. I've never had an awning on anything yet, but I saw the dude when he sold this to me hung on this with the pole down, and I was like, that sold me. The canvas is pretty thick. You can get walls for it, which we plan on doing. Maybe not the whole thing, but just to keep the wind on one side away from us, or humans away from one side of us. Like we're at a campground right now, and it's just a big gap to their thing. So it'd be nice to put up a wall that, privacy. All right, to the kitchen.
All right, this is the kitchen. You should be able to do this with one hand, which is another selling point for us.
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than holding on to stuff and then having to pull at the fridge or the kitchen.
And this is your sink.
Hot water on demand.
Hot water on demand. The water pressure is phenomenal. And we bought this. It doesn't come with the windscreen.
It's a Dometic windscreen that goes on a Dometic range top here.
Definitely necessary because it really adds to your kitchen. It's kind of dirty right now, but it's got 2 burners. This comes off easy so you can clean it. It gets pretty low.
Yeah, it gets low, but not like simmer low.
Yeah.
We're spoiled though. We have a Jetboil Genesis, and once you have one of those, anything is kind of crap in comparison. But it works well enough for our needs.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have a lot of space on here, but that's fine. And that's nice if you're cooking here, you do have this surface where you can do stuff on, or vice versa. It's like we were cleaning, you have this area to put stuff on now that we have this top in there. So it kind of added to our counter space. It does have storage underneath.
Now the flap that she just pulled down, we actually had my mom make that, and we put it on. It's basically just some outdoor canvas that we put Velcro on the top here. We put the fuzzy side here and the loop side on this side. That
just
way,
so it's
when
a
you're
cleaner
going,
look.
cleaner look, and when you're going down the trail, all that stuff doesn't end up inside the trailer.
Yeah. But it's nice because it looks terrible. So we have this. And then inside here, we just keep like our cleaning stuff and like the paper towel, and we don't have it out.
As I was saying before, how nice all the tubing and stuff for this is ran. It's nice and clean. Yep.
And we'd like to get another table, but you can use the wheel well as part of your prep area. We did buy this paper towel holder, which is nice. It's on there by a magnet. It's really strong. So like with the paper towel, it folds down flat and then it'll fit right in here and it won't be in the way of the door. So you can just keep the paper towel holder on there.
And that is probably the most expensive paper towel holder I've ever bought, but it's amazing, from Expedition Essentials. I'm not really sure what happened to the paint on there. It just, we opened it one day and that's what it looked like. But hey, makes it look like we used it.
But it works.
Yeah, it works. Plus there's space where you can just toss your paper towels in there and doesn't roll around all that much.
And keep that, and everything is nice. Like this is nice and sealed.
As is the other side, yeah.
And then all your stuff fits nicely in there.
And we come to the fridge,
Right, here's your fridge.
which you can open with one hand. So when you're holding that bag
And this
of bacon,
door does open really nice, so it's not even in your way. In one hand.
we have it opening from that side. So
Which it's better from this side because then you really don't have room in between your stove and your kitchen.
yeah, it's a lot of keys for a tiny camper. This thing takes 4 different keys. So the side boxes and stuff, they're all keyed different. So Mission, if you're listening, just key the stuff the same. I know it might be kind of hard, but I don't want this. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, comments, or you want to tell me I'm wrong, because I'm probably wrong about something.
Yeah.
Comments, go ahead. I know you want to. Tell me I'm wrong. F that guy.
No.
F her too.
Yeah, F me too. But overall, I mean, we love it.
No, it's great. It's literally what we wanted, what we thought we had in mind years ago when we started looking for the trailer. All of our checklists got checked off with this one. So.
Yeah. Like we have no worries when we leave the house to go somewhere.
And we're not afraid of bears anymore.
No. Or cats.
So, yeah, take a look at one. They've got dealerships around the country. Otherwise, you can contact them, I'm sure, and get one specially built for your needs.
And we've never had to deal with their customer service, but from what we've read, that they're phenomenal.
Yeah, they got back to me in that window issue in a day, and they actually had that
yeah.
part sent to me in like 3 days from Canada. So, all right, well, yeah, check out our other videos. We got more coming up in the future here, and going out west in May. Maybe we'll wait till June this time.
Yeah, me. Depend on the snowpack.
Snowpack. Deuces.
See ya.